What's up, everybody? Mike here. I just made some ginger honey apple sandwich cookies. So the ingredients that you're going to need for my ginger honey cookies to make the sandwiches, obviously you're going to need some ginger. I'm going to peel this and then freshly grate about 1.5 tablespoons in order to mix into my cookies. For the rest of the wet ingredients, we have 1.5 sticks of softened butter, 1 stick of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. We have 1/4 cup of honey for the ginger honey cookies, 1 egg, and that completes the wet ingredients. For the dry stuff, you have 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/2 teaspoon each of nutmeg, cinnamon, and salt. I'm gonna make these and you're gonna be along for the ride. So the first thing that you are going to do is sift everything together with the exception of your salt. It's too big to fit through those holes. Once your dry ingredients are combined, you're going to set those to the side and you are going to start creaming together your softened butter and brown sugar. Let it go for a few minutes until it gets to that nice golden consistency that you see in the bowl. This is when you're going to take the moment to add in your honey and make sure that that is fully incorporated before you start mixing in your next wet ingredients. The first of which is going to be 1 egg. The egg gets fully incorporated before you move on to your next ingredient, the apple cider vinegar. Make sure that that is fully incorporated before your final wet ingredient gets added in, your freshly ground ginger. Once all of that is combined, you're going to add in your dry ingredients in 2 stages so that your kitchen doesn't end up looking like it's having an explosion. So my cookie batter is done. It is going to go into the fridge for about 30 minutes to chill, and then I am going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees right after I put this in the fridge. So now that my cookies are completely cooled, I have portioned them and I want to take half of them and roll them in some Turbanado sugar before I bake them. The ones that are rolled in Turbanado will become the tops of my cookies that you'll see in a little bit. Once these are covered in Turbanado, I'm going to put them into the preheated 350 degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on exactly how they are cooking. I'm going to show you what they look like when they are out of the oven in a minute. So my cookies are out of the oven. I let them sit in their pan for a few minutes while it was still hot so that the bottom of the cookie could cook a little bit more using that extra heat. Now they're sitting on my cooling rack for about 30-45 minutes so that they can cool completely. Then I'm going to fill them, and that's all there is for these cookies. You're going to see the finished thing in just a minute. Alright, so this is what you're going to need to make the filling for my cookies. I have 6 Granny Smith apples, I have 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, then 1/2 teaspoon each of cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt. I'm going to go ahead and prep this and show you what it looks like when it's cooking. My apples and all of the rest of the ingredients are now in this pot. I'm going to put this on medium heat, slap a cover on it, and occasionally stir this for about the next 30 minutes until the apples have completely broken down. Then I'm going to run it through my food processor, and you're going to see all of that in a little bit. So my apples are no longer blisteringly hot, so I'm going to go ahead and put them into my food processor. And I'm going to go ahead and blitz this up and show you the texture and consistency that I'm looking for in just a moment. So I did a quick blitz of this and got it down to a very, very fine applesauce here. And because it is warm, it is still very liquidy. But once it cools down with the butter that is in there, it's going to solidify just a little bit. So this is going to chill for at least an hour in your fridge. I'm going to let it chill overnight. All right, So now that my cookies are cooled, I dolloped on some of my applesauce and I am just placing the top of my cookies, which are the ones with turbinado sugar, onto my applesauce, and that will complete my sandwich cookie. And that's how you make everything for my ginger honey apple sandwich cookies, from the cookie to the filling. And all I hope is that you let me know what you thought of it. But for right now, just check out my face. Please make this.